Hey, how's it going? If you're new here, my name is Jan and I love makeup. And if you're not new, thanks for coming back. I really appreciate you. Today's video, we are playing with the new Spring Magic blush palette from Unearthly Cosmetics. So I'm not going to yammer. Let's just get right into this. Okay, I thought, well, let me show you. I'm getting very ahead of myself. This is the palette. It actually opens like a book up and down, but I can't really hold it and show you. So holding it like this. These are all of the shades. They look beautiful. They are a bit shimmery. Puppers, hold please. You may not eat that. You can be in here and you can be in the window, but you cannot eat my flowers. Good girl. Okay, sorry about that. I have figured out the plants and the cats situation, but we still have one I'm working on. So anyway, back to the shenanigans. This is the Spring Magic palette. It says Incandescent Blush Palette. I'm very excited for this. It's a little bit heavy. It does have a full mirror, which, you know, is a thing. Anyway, I thought I could swatch these on the back of my hand and then apply them each to my cheekers and we could see how they look. I love that these are sheeny. So, okay, so I swatched them how they're laid out. So over here we have Alchemy, and then Crystal, and then Balefire and Familiar, and then we have Pendulum and Incantation. These are so pretty. If you're new here, I love blush. With my whole heart, I just love it. I think you really can't wear too much. It's just one of my favorite things to put on. So when Dawn asked me if I ordered this because she had, I was like, what? I hadn't even seen it. So yep, we're totally blaming Dawn for this purchase. And I'm absolutely fine with that. So yeah, I definitely ordered it and could not wait to get my hot little hands on it. I've had it for a few days, but I haven't been able to film, so this is my first time playing with this. I just opened it just now. So I'm going to apply these to my cheeks how they're laid out. So we'll start with Alchemy on my left cheek and then Crystal on my right and go from there. Maybe I can take a picture and insert it so you have a little bit more to look at besides my application. My face is done. I'm wearing all of my makeups except for blush and highlight because I wanted to see just how sheeny or shiny or shimmery or what have you these blushes are. I'm using my Refer 04 brush. This is my absolute most favorite blush brush. But if I remember correctly, the other Unearthly blushes I have did not like the Refer brushes. So let me grab my e.l.f. brush. I'm also going to pin my hairs back because they're not going to stay out of the way. And since we're working on cheekers, you need to be able to see them, right? Okay, with my e.l.f. brush, if you don't have a blush brush that you love, I would highly recommend this one. Yeah, that's the way to go. Look at that. That's beautiful. I'm going to clean my brush off on this handy dandy little nano towel. I don't think there'll be too much cross-contamination, though I should probably invest in another one of these brushes because if I love something, it's not going to be around very long. Now we'll go in with Crystal on the e.l.f. brush. Okay, yeah, I did go in a little bit gentle because this is a darker shade. Hopefully I've inserted photos because I am all over the place. It looks very, very dark in the pan, but it's not like super dark and in your face upon application, but it is definitely blendable. Let me see if I can just blend it out a little. Oh yeah, that is so pretty. All right, that's very cool. Let me get these wiped off and we'll do the next two. Okay, I went in with, I cleaned that off, went in with some foundation, powder, and bronzer. And now we can try the next two shades. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Just cleaning off my brush again. All right, next we have Balefire on the e.l.f. brush. Oh, wow. That is so pretty. Not that the other ones weren't, but you know what I mean? I got a little bit on the tip, so it's hanging out right there. That's gorgeous. It comes off as that kind of like sunburned or just in from the cold. And I am putting these on pretty heavy-handed. I probably wouldn't use quite as much if I were doing it to keep it on, but I want you to see what it looks like and how it builds up. If you have darker skin than me, this would be helpful information for you. Okay, now let's go in with Familiar. I'm kind of tickled by the names of these. Okay, that one is definitely on the lighter shade. What lighter side? Oh, goodness. The sheen or shine or whatever is beautiful on these blushes. There's no like particles of shimmer or glitter. Let's go in just for a little bit more. I want to see just how much we can build. So obviously if you're not into a sheeny blush, this will not be a palette for you. That built up very nicely. I think both of those are really, really pretty. So I'm going to wash these off and then we'll swatch the next two. All right, I'm back for the last two shades. These could be super fun. So the first shade is Pendulum. It's a darker one, so I'm gonna go in a bit more carefully. It gets on the tip of this brush, which is really nice if you want to go under the eye, but that wasn't really my intention. I look like I'm healing from a fist fight. Okay, well, maybe this color's not for me. What if I use my Refer number 4? I think probably with the right eye look, maybe I could pull this off. It's very deep, and that was just 2 light layers. I mean, the brush still has most of the product on there, but that's really pretty. got some sheen. Can't tell, it doesn't seem like it's quite as much as some of the other ones, but it's definitely still sheeny, which if you don't like wearing a lot of highlighter, this could be a really good option. I am a fan of piling on blush and highlighter, so there's that. All right, and the last shade, Incantation. Just dipped in for some more. That's very pretty too. A little bit more. I like blush. That's really pretty too. I really like these. I love the Blend Bunny blush palettes because you can mix and match and blend and play and just, you know, kind of create your own shades. So for instance, what if I take a little bit of Incantation along the edge of Pendulum? You know what I mean? Like, you can just play. That's really cute. Okay, I'm going to quickly pop off, put one color, or, you know, whatever, on both cheeks, and then I'll come back and we can wrap this up. All right, I'm back and my blush is on. I ended up going with, why can't I say that? Balefire. Not for nothing, but brands should really consider the color they use on the print, because that is incredibly difficult to read once you are of an age. So yeah, that's the color I chose. I want to go do an eye look now. So I figured this was pretty darn neutral and I really like it. I really like all 6 shades. I think there is a time and a place where I could definitely get excellent use out of all of these. I'm really glad I had to copy Kitty Dawn because these are so pretty. If you don't like a glowy, sheeny blush, I wouldn't even consider this. But if you do, I think it might be worth it. Just bear in mind, it's incredibly hard to read the metallic writing. Gosh. Yeah, so I'm very excited to have this. I will be using it. It could even be fun to mix and match with the Blend Bunny palettes. I like mixing and matching and just playing mad scientist with my makeups. I think it's super fun. So yeah, that's that on that. If you're wondering how I was fixing my face and switching everything out, I was using the Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation. My shade is 2C3 with a damp sponge, and then I was powdering it with my Nakia Joy Cosmetics Velvet Finishing Powder. And my bronzer today is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in Diffused Bronze Light. So every time I washed off my cheekers, I would just do foundation, powder, bronzer, and then more of the new blush. Pretty easy. I mean, my cheekers are probably a little redder than they normally are under the blush because they're irritated with me for wiping my makeup off and reapplying, but I think they're gonna survive. I really like this palette. I really love blush. So if you don't love blush, it's probably not the one for you. I've been stalking the NYX website. I have an account with them. I have for a long time. I cannot get my hands on those buttermilk blushes. I keep checking. I check everywhere, every day, morning, afternoon, evening. I cannot wait to try them. So anyway, hopefully you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Also, let me know if you picked up this palette. Either way, I appreciate you hanging out with me today. Be good and remember to be kind to you.